was in the early 70s that the American Psychiatric Association, which voted, let's be clear about that, they voted to scrap homosexuality from the list of mental disorders. Increasingly, there is evidence that this is a biological phenomenon. It does not need correction. People can be quite functional, can be quite effective professionally. They can have an emotionally very stable life. That's not to say that people with homosexuality don't have secondary emotional issues, psychological issues. But the homosexuality per se, it's not an illness at all. It is something most likely biologically determined. There are psychological factors that can operate to reinforce it or make it worse, but those are secondary. And so we've come to the decision that it should not be considered pathological. About 8-9 years ago, there was a understanding that the Indian Psychiatric Society had with the American Psychiatric Association, as well as with the Royal College of Psychiatry, that they had signed an agreement to see that this is removed from the list of mental disorders. Unfortunately, this wasn't given enough currency, enough publicity. Then we had the unfortunate incident of one of our presidents who has a conservative outlook, listing it as an illness in her presidential address. That caused a bit of an uproar. People were outraged actually, though a few people did support that notion, let's not forget that. But all of us are generally agreed that it must be decriminalized. It is never to be considered a crime. Our first aim is to get that 377 abolished completely. We are willing to give mainly technical inputs, but more than that, any support that is necessary to have this done through NGOs that work for LGBT rights. Last year, our president, Brigadier Raju, instituted a task force. We had a small meeting, small but significant meeting in Bhubaneswar, where the psychiatrists got together with the LGBT community there and some experts from all over the country. This year, I reconstituted the task force and we have pushed our agenda through to publicly state now that we recognize that homosexuality is a variation of the normal. We must not consider it pathological. It's an important step because if you have people who extend their technical prowess to help these people out, nothing like it. In fact, in the US, they also have a group of, I don't know whether it's called a task force or a committee within the American Psychiatric Association, where the doctors themselves are gay or lesbian. They I believe, do a good job of giving support to the community at large. The statement from the IPS is based on general observations of the professional community. I know a few of us still cling to the old view that it is pathological. We are very clear that it is not an illness, must not be considered as such. Unfortunately, there are still pockets where this notion hasn't percolated. There are people who believe that these people need to be set right. They are also humanitarian, they're not evil witch hunters or something like that.